What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with the review for Sistas on BT. This is season 4, episode 5, you guys. The episode was titled Life, Soul, and Hearts. Alright, you guys, interesting title for the episode, but hey, it is what it is. But before we jump into the review, if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel and are not subscribed to my channel, then I'm gonna need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. Do me a big favor by liking the video, you guys, turning on your post notifications, subscribe to the channel, share the video, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, shall we discuss Sistas on BET? All right, you guys, so this episode picks up where we left off last week, guys. So you guys remember that Danny went to the door to answer it because someone was knocking, right? And turns out it was the guy, Logan, from the airport that was knocking on her door, right? And I still have the question of how did Logan find out where Danny lived at, right? Because it's just throwing me. How did he find out where she lives at, right? So you guys remember, she thought he had a gun, right? So she went and grabbed that knife, like, I'ma shank you, bruh. So come towards me. It ain't gonna be pretty, right? But he actually was reaching for his badge. So shout out to the subscriber who told me in the comment section last week that they had read a spoiler that, you know, he was a cop. So thank you for that one. Not upset about that at all. Very interesting way to write this story for him to be a cop. Here's the thing. Here's the issue that I have with that, right? So if Logan's a cop, and because he's explaining it to Danny what it is, right? So he wasn't actually going to traffic that girl. What he's doing is he's there as under a sting operation, and he's there under a sting operation, right? And that girl, they took her to a safe place and she's back with her family, right? Here's the question that I have with that. If this were a sting operation, wouldn't everyone in the airport know that that was a sting operation and not just the airport security? Because granted, he did say that, you know, the airport security didn't do anything to him. That's why they didn't run after him, because they knew. But then wouldn't you go and tell your employees, like you would think that they would have a staff meeting with all the employees and say, hey, this is Officer Logan, right? So you guys are gonna see Officer Logan around here for quite some time. So what Officer Logan is here for is he's here to do a sting operation, you know, to help get trafficked girls back to their families. You would think that that would be what they would have done, but no, that's why Danny was out of the loop, right? But then the other thing that I had an issue with is so he's a cop, right? You show up at her door. Why did you bust into her door if you're a cop? Why not say, hey, knock, knock, knock. She slammed the door in your face, knock again, and she tell you go away. She'll be like, Danny, I'm not what you think I am. I am a cop. Went about things the wrong way, right? So then we'll move over. So we see Andy. So Andy calls Sabrina, right? And she's telling Sabrina that, you know, hey, so Karen wants to meet up with all of us girls tonight. So, you know, can you and Danny be there? She's like, me and Danny? Why don't you call Danny? She says, because Danny will cuss me out. She's like, yeah, you're right, she will. Really, Sabrina? You don't have to say it like that. So she says she doesn't want to talk to Karen. She's mad at Karen. So then Maurice comes in, right? And he tells Sabrina, do not talk to me, Sabrina. So then, you know, she says, how did things go last night, Maurice? He says, oh, you know, we learned how to we taught each other about putting on mink, some eyelashes, and we crocheted and whatnot. Oh, that sounds nice. Bitch, I'm being sarcastic. So then he was being sarcastic with her, so he ended up leaving, right? So when he left, that's when she called Danny, right? And no, Danny called her. And Danny was telling her about the situation with the trafficker or the cop, Logan, right, coming to see her. And, you know, Sabrina tells her, well, you know, we're going to meet up in Andy's tonight. For what? Karen has something that she wants to tell us. I'm not coming there. I don't want to see Karen. I don't want to see that bitch. She's still mad at Karen for what Karen did. But the issue with Danny is she didn't force you to come down there. You went down there of your own free will, right? You told Karen at first you were not interested, but then you took your ass down there. So you can't really 100% blame Karen in this situation. You gotta take some accountability for yourself. So yeah, but she told her basically, hell no, fuck Karen, fuck Andy, basically. So we're gonna pause here, you guys, and keep going. All right, you guys. So we move over to Karen's salon, right? So when Karen gets there, Pam is like, and me and Karen both were like, what the fuck is wrong with your face, Pam? Come to find out that lady with the terrible wig is there again looking for Zach. So Karen says that, she says to Karen, I have something for you to give to Zach. And Karen was like, I haven't saw Zach at all. She was like, so you really haven't saw Zach? No, I have not saw him. And then Pam says, bitch. She says, no, bitch. And she says, leave, right? Karen ain't telling you shit, and I ain't telling you shit, right? So the woman eventually leaves, right? And Pam was like, so I'm gonna go get her license plate because one of my boos worked down at the police station and he can find out who she is. Because the woman said she's not a cop, right? Here's the issue with Pam. So Pam has this notepad in her hand, right? Mind you, the woman walked outside, right? Pam is supposed to go get her license plate, right? Pam is sitting here having this full-blown conversation with Karen because Karen is going to go file her, do her taxes, right? Because she wants to get a house. And she's like, is it for the baby? Because, you can't be raising a baby in that little apartment, right? And I'm sitting here thinking to myself the whole time, Pam, weren't you just going outside to get this woman's license plate number? At what point did you get this woman's license plate number, right? At what point did you get it? Because I ain't saw it. All right, girl, I'm gonna go get something for lunch. You want me to bring something back? Yeah, because I'm real hungry. Okay, girl, I'll see you later. When she left, she put the notepad back down on the counter and took her purse. So I was like, so Pam must have forgot that she was going to go get that woman's license plate number. Whatever, right? So then we move over to the bank. So Maurice's phone is ringing, and Sabrina's like, Maurice, your phone is ringing. I hear the phone ringing, Sabrina. It says it's from a correctional facility. You can see that, but you can't see the man that you're dating is questionable. I was like, oh. So then she says, did you see Maurice this morning? I mean, not Maurice, but did you see Calvin this morning? How was Calvin? No, I didn't see him. Then he asked her, what happened? I don't want to tell you, Maurice. He says, you'll eventually tell me because you can't hold water. So then she leaves. Maurice answers his phone. And when Maurice answered the phone, I was like, Maurice, why do you keep answering the phone for Q, right? Why do you keep answering the phone? I feel like at a certain point, Maurice is going to give in to what Q wants. And Q is going to be living with him. And that's really what it's going to be, right? So Q is calling. He's asking Maurice, like, have you thought about the proposition? Really, there was no proposition. I mean, you put him on the spot, right? Like I said, you guys, Maurice is going to end up letting Q stay with him. Mark my words. Q is going to eventually stay with Maurice. So then we... All right, you guys, so I'm going to pause here because this scene had me laughing. All right, you guys, so we move over and we see Andy. So Andy and Fatima, they're at work, right? They're in the parking lot. So, Andy and Fatima, they both ask each other, are they okay, right? And, they're talking. And basically, Andy told Fatima, like, that situation that happened with Hayden, you're lucky he's not dead. And she's like, it wasn't going to happen like that anyways. My guys are good, so they weren't going to hurt him to the point of actually killing the man, right? So then she says, but be careful, and while they talking, who walks up? Hayden walked up on some crutches. Oh God, I was Fatima the entire time because Fatima was dying laughing, and so was I. Because when that fool walked up with them crutches, I cracked up laughing. I was done, right? So Fatima told him, like, so we're good. So you gonna leave me alone, right? And he didn't say anything. She's like, because if it keeps going, somebody's gonna end up in a body bag, right? He says, yeah, you. She's like, oh, thank you for that. That was a threat. And then it goes with this bruise. And Andy's right here, so she's a witness. She's like, yep, I'm a witness, so I heard this. So he tried to walk away, and Fatima tripped his ass. I was like, oh, come on, Fatima. But it was hilarious, right? And then part of his crutch just fell on the ground. He said, "Can you pick it up?" She says, "No." So then he started walk. He had to walk away. I'm like, poor little Tink Tink. Not at all, right? So we see Danny. Danny is at work, right? And Logan walks up to her. So Logan is asking her, "Is she okay?" She tells him, "I don't want to talk to you," right? So then he asked her out on a date, and she was like, "No." And on top of that, you're married. And that was what I noticed when he went to her apartment. He had a ring on his finger. Think about it. I'm gonna tell you what how he explained it away, right? So the ring on his finger is part of his get up, right? You know, his part of his undercover work, right? If you are portraying yourself to be a pimp or a trafficker, what's the wedding ring for? But when you went to Danny's apartment to let her know you were a cop, you still had that ring on. So I think you're lying. So he gives her his phone number, right? Because she turned him down for the date. But then eventually she gave in because he's telling her about where they take the girls to once they rescue them and that they could use some volunteers there, right? She says, "Sure." He says, "And she says, "You can tell me about it sometime," right? He says, "Yeah, how about over dinner?" She's like, "Okay, whatever. Cool. We good, right? We're good." So then let's move on, you guys, and talk about Calvin. So Calvin showed up to the bank, right? Calvin wants to apologize to Sabrina, and she tells him, "Calvin, I know exactly what you were doing, and it's okay, right? You were just doing that to show me that, basically, you can defend me and that you're a man, especially after what happened with Jacoby." And Calvin looking at her like, "The fuck you talking about? That ain't what I came. That ain't why I did that." He said, I did that because I was pissed off because I was being disrespected, right? I'm not trying to prove. I wasn't trying to prove myself. Um, Part of me thinks you were trying to prove yourself. This much of me thinks you were. This much of me thinks it was nope. This much of me thinks it was because you were disrespected. Nope. This much. Nope. That much was because you were disrespected. This much was because you were trying to prove yourself to Sabrina. Let's keep it real. You were trying to prove yourself to Sabrina. You can tell yourself whatever you want to tell yourself, right? But hey. So after he apologizes, he wants to make up to Sabrina. Now here's the thing that I was thrown aback by. Sabrina's talking about the fact that Calvin left her there, but didn't you say to him that you were gonna get a ride share? So, and he told you he was leaving. He's a now granted, he did say it in a kind of an aggressive way to come with him, and you said no. But you yourself said you were getting a ride share, so he technically did. He technically gave you what you asked for. So, what we talking about, Sabrina? What we talking about, girl? Let me know. So they're gonna go out on another date. They're not gonna go to the same. He wanted to go to the same restaurant. She says no. So he says they'll go to another restaurant. He says, "I'll pick you up." She says no. "I'll drive so that way I won't get left again." But again, you didn't get left. Well, you got left, but you got left because you said leave me because you were gonna do what? Get a ride share. Now, could he have stayed with you until your ride share got there? Absolutely. But let's stop playing games, Sabrina. Please. We're gonna move on, you guys. All right, you guys. So, what is that girl's name? Oh God! Somebody put it in the comment section for me last week, and I forgot what her name is again. It starts with a T. It's not Tiffany because I said Tiffany. Child, I forgot her name. Y'all know, old girl that person went on a date with. She's back at Karen's salon, right? And she's back at the salon because her hair got wet. And Preston said that Karen could do her hair again. I was like, oh, is that what we're doing? She can do her hair again without an appointment? I think not. You know what? I don't know how beauty salons work. I don't know how salons work, right? I don't know how stylists work and stuff like that. Most times people want you to book an appointment, but they'll also take walk-in clients. And today in Karen's salon, she got clients. So she took her in and said she'll do it, right? But Let me talk to him real quick. So, do you want me to call Danny and tell her that you're here? Girl, where did you get that from? When she said that, I'm like, Karen, where did that come from, right? He says no. So then, she says, well, if you are trying to make Danny jealous by using her, don't do it. I don't necessarily think that's what he's doing, Karen. The only person that would probably do something like that would be. That's the only person I think that would do that, right? So she calls up Zach on the phone, right? And actually, she was upset because Zach hasn't responded to her. So she calls Zach's phone, right? Now, this is where I got confused at, right, you guys? This is where I really, really got confused. So I had to put my notes down for just a second. But this is where I got confused, right? So Karen calls Zach. Fatima picked up the phone. Hello? Is Zach there? No. Then they have a conversation. Like, who is this? That was it. So let me clean that up. So let me just clear it, because it was confusing for me for a minute. I was like, so Karen, you don't recognize Fatima's voice, and Fatima, you don't recognize Karen's voice, because you guys have had conversations with each other, so it's not like you guys don't know how the other sounds. And I was just like, what the fuck is going on here, right? And then Fatima hung up the phone, right? Tyler, I just really just put a thought about something. Fatima has Zach's phone. Zach has Fatima's phone. Oh, okay, never mind. I know how she did it. Because I was just going to say, how would Fatima answered her phone, picked up her desk phone and called Zach on his phone, right? Cool. So Fatima, you know his number by heart, huh? Cool. I don't know too many people's numbers by heart these days. I know my best friend's phone number by heart. I don't even know the person that I'm dating's phone number by heart. Don't know that phone number by heart. But I know my bestie's number. If she doesn't change her phone number, I know her phone number by heart. So yeah, she called him. He answered the phone. But the thing was that threw me for a loop was the fact that y'all, Fatima, so you mean to tell me you drove to work with Zach's phone, right? You ain't at not one point in time trying to open your phone up to either text your homegirls, you ain't open your phone to try to text nobody, and even the same for Zach. Y'all ain't tried to open your phone to text somebody. Then on top of that, you ain't touched your home screen to see that ain't your lock screen. Whatever. But Fatima called him, told him, hey, you picked up the wrong phone. So I guess they both have the exact same phone and the exact same phone case. I was like, how coincidental is that? But even still, let's just say you got the same phone and you got the same phone case. You didn't look at you didn't look at your phone to see what time it was. You didn't look at your phone for some music. You ain't look at your phone at all. Okay. But she told him Karen called him. She said that it sounded very important. He says he ain't calling Karen back, right? Well, you can't call Karen because you can't get into Fatima's phone. So then, he asked Fatima for her passcode because she was like, I can meet you, you can come down here and get it. He was like, nah, I'll use your phone. What's your passcode? She told him her passcode, right? She's like, well, what is your passcode? He said, nah, I'm not telling you. But then he told her what his passcode was. She's like, that's fake. So she opened up the phone. She's like, oh, it's real. So then he hung up the phone with her. He entered the pin code that she gave him. Wasn't the pin. She gave him a fake pin, right? But Zach has another phone. I was like, so you got two phones. So I got two phones, one for the and one for the, okay, I guess. Alright, you guys, so we're gonna wrap up the episode. Alright, you guys, so it's closing time over at the bank, and Sabrina and Maurice, they're getting ready to go, and then Maurice's friend comes in, the one that works at the club, right? So the friend needs to get some money because he's going to a party, I guess, and Then the friend starts talking to Maurice about Q and the fact that Q could be getting out soon. He's supposed to be working with the feds and the police and whatnot. And that's it. Sabrina was ear hustling the entire time. And like I said earlier, guys, he's gonna let that man move in. He is. So then we move over back to the salon. So Aaron comes into the salon, and Aaron has food for Karen, right? So Pam was like, I'm gonna need my money back because I already got food. So then Aaron, he wants to take Karen into her office and give her a foot massage, right? So they're talking, she's talking to him about, seeing the more vulnerable side of him. He's asking, well, why? That is something that you would want to see with someone that you're dating. You would want to see how vulnerable they are. You would want to see how they are in certain situations, how they react, how they don't react, right? So then when he's giving her a foot massage, Karen lets it out that she's pregnant. I'm like, oh, okay, Karen. I still don't believe that Karen's pregnant. Still don't believe that Karen's pregnant. Also, you guys, there's one thing that I want to bring up. Maurice and Sabrina. Maurice is talking, not Maurice. Calvin and Sabrina. Calvin is talking about the fact that he loves Sabrina. How do you love Sabrina? Y'all ain't even been together but maybe a few weeks. Maybe a few weeks at this point, and you're already in love with her. And even in this time span of you guys are not in a relationship. Sabrina's hot and cold. So what do you love about Sabrina? How well do you really know Sabrina? Questions that need an answer. But hey, that's it, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about the episode. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Please subscribe to the channel, you guys. Turn your notifications on. Share the video. And until the next one, stay safe. Take care of yourselves. Remember to wash your hands, you guys. Wear a mask. Socially distance. Be blessed. And I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, you guys. So what we're going to do is I am going to do Married at First Sight. I just have to watch the episodes. And then I'll probably do a video talking about episodes 1 through 4. And then we'll do the review of episode 5 and go from there, right? And I'm also going to talk about Celebrity Big Brother. You guys will probably see Celebrity Big Brother on Friday, maybe. You'll probably see Celebrity Big Brother on Friday. Nope. You'll see it on Saturday. You will see Celebrity Big Brother on Saturday. That's when I'll discuss it. Because they're having another episode tonight. And then Friday is the first eviction of the season. So that's probably what we'll do. So you guys will see that on Saturday with Ready to Love, as well as Ready to Love. What else is on Saturday? What else do I do on Saturdays? Ready to Love, Ladies Who List, Love During Lockup, and then it'll be Big Brother. Oh guys, so it'll be 4 shows. But Big Brother will probably be pretty easy to get through. But yeah, that's it, you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.